I was born to John Hope Manya and Anne Mannya on the 7th of April, 1871, and grew up in Fort Beaufort in the Eastern Cape. My father hadn't gone to school but would encourage my siblings and I to better our lives. His shortfalls were the seeds of my ambition, and I yearned for the day I would return back to the mountains of my father's village and teach my people. My siblings and I attended Edwards Memorial, a missionary school, where my thirst for knowledge and a burning desire to be educated and to educate was fueled, not only by my teachers, but also by my mother, who had chosen teaching as her vocation in life. In 1885, my father began to attend night school. At the same time, he converted to Christianity and became a lay preacher at the local Presbyterian church. We became churchgoers, and the seed of another of my great callings, my evangelism, was planted. In 1891, my sister Katie and I joined the African Jubilee Choir. Our love of music and religion took us to England, where I learned about women's rights from Emmeline Pankhurst, and more importantly, the right to vote. Our choir did well, and we were invited to tour Canada and the States. I felt America could offer me access to the education I've been wanting all my life. And with the help of Bishop Turner from the African Methodist Church, I was accepted to Wilberforce University near Xenia, Ohio. Wilberforce University was black-owned and managed and catered mainly for black students. The institution was aligned to the African Methodist Church that had its origins in the Free African Society that advocated for social equality for black people. While studying towards my Bachelor of Science, I witnessed incredible leadership and began to see a different future for myself, one in which I could not only teach my people, but one where I could lead them too. In 1903, two major milestones took place. I became the first black South African woman to graduate with a university degree, and I married the love of my life, Marshall. We returned to South Africa with the intention of making a difference and being instruments of change. For about a decade, we focused mainly on our evangelistic pursuits, and I participated in King Sabata Dalindyebo's court in the Transkei, a privilege unheard of for a woman. My husband and I started the South African Wilberforce Institution in Everton, an establishment that has survived both Marshall and myself. In 1912, we found ourselves in Bloemfontein. A group of like-minded people who wanted to change the world came together to form the African Native National. I became a strong proponent of changing the social and political situation of black women in South Africa, and used every opportunity I had to raise the profile of women's rights. Who would have thought that today you'd be learning about a young girl from rural Eastern Cape named Mannya-Maxeke? What made my story different from that of my sisters, my neighbors, or fellow students? A supportive parenting environment, a value-based upbringing and a Christian worldview, mentorship and access that would afford me opportunities within which I could represent, as well as win the respect of my fellow countrymen and women. In a time where many of my achievements were improbable, the impossible was made possible, and I was able to rise. I have always believed in the principle of, if you rise, bring someone with you. And this is our vision for the Mannya-Maxeke Institution. I have shared my story with you in the hope that it may inspire your buy-in and motivate your support of our vision. I pray that you'll be among the first of many who will join us in our endeavor to create opportunities for our daughters to lead and to shine. There are many among us who have begun to make their mark in history. I believe there are many more waiting to rise and for the opportunity to excel. My name is Charlotte Mannya-Maxeke. I was the first Black South African woman to graduate from university with a degree. My story does not end here.
My name is Brigelia Dombem Sopepam, and I am one of the first women to be the chairperson of an electoral commission. My story does not end here.
My name is Sibongile Rejoice Sambo. I am the first South African Black woman to start an aviation company in the private jet space, providing helicopters and private jets. My story does not end here.
My name is Asnaf Mahapa. I'm the first Black South African woman to acquire a commercial pilot license. My story does not end here.
My name is Dr. Musawenkosi Donia Salrombe. I'm the youngest female PhD graduate in Africa. My story does not end here.
My name is Riboni Bella Mudisha, and I am the first Black woman to qualify as a PGA golf professional. My story does not end here.
My name is Zuleika Patel, and I am a Black female activist at the forefront of decolonization within schools and Black radical feminism movements within the country. My story does not end here.
My name is Michelle. I am 9 years old. I've published 2 books, and I'm the youngest author in Africa. My story does not end here.